Today I'm going to share with you a concept called fluid grid, and one of my students, he keeps on asking me how to design for fluid grids or the full width page in Photoshop, and how we can use Photoshop to design a full width website or web design. Now full width is basically a coder or development term, so you don't need to worry about it. If you are designing for a full width website, then again you are going to use the columns, and I would suggest you that you use something like this grid.guide and use 1400 width for your whole canvas and 12 columns and outer gutter ratio 1%. Similarly, you can use this one. You can also go to 1600 if you want to. But I think the browser is, you can see over here, this is the actual width, and if I go to 20, you can see the browser is almost packed. You can see on the both sides. So I assume that you should not go above 1500 or so. For ideally, I think 1480 or 1400 is the best bet. So this only means that you are going to display or tell your developer that this is the width we are going to use, or it is going to be a fluid design. So fluid means that your whole website design elements, they are going to move around and they are going to stick to the corners of your design. So if we have this browser size, then you can see over here, this is not a fluid design. It is limited to this area. But this area over here at the bottom, it is fluid. So once I change the width, it is going to take up the space of the whole canvas. You can see this website instead, it is designed with the fluid grid. You can see over here, it is almost the right element is almost at the right side. Maybe there is a gap of 40 or 50 pixels over here and also over here. So this is designed fluidly. So if I move it around like this, you can see over here. So you can see that after this, it is collapsing. So after this ratio, it is not working. Although I think fluid grids are not very, responsive, but still, if you want to design something like that, I'm going to show you right now in Photoshop. So what you are going to do is, I think you should choose like 1480 or 14. And let's update it, and I am going to use this one, maybe this one. Gutter size width is 16 or 28. Okay, so I am going to download this PNG. So this is going to be my grid. So where is my grid? So this is my grid, and I am going to open it in Photoshop. First, make a copy of this layer. Okay, so we are going to make this layer as a background layer. So this one is background, this is our grid, and if you remember, it is 1480 pixel wide. So make sure that you are writing all these things in over here, so your developer knows that you are designing for a full width grid or a fluid grid. Okay, so now we are going to extend the whole canvas size, maybe 2100. So I'm going to minimize it. Okay, so let's select this. I am going to make this whole width. Okay, now you can see that my canvas is 1480. Student was asking what is fluid design. Now you need to tell your developer that this design is fluid and he needs to use a fluid grid. That is all. Otherwise there is nothing special about it. Now, if you want to show it on a canvas of 1920, so so I am going for the width of, make sure you uncheck this relative, otherwise it is going to mess up the whole sizes. 1920, and this is going to be like that. Okay, so first you are going to draw your main grid lines or grid, then you are going to extend your canvas. Okay, and now for example, if my first section is like 800 pixels from the top, let's make it 800 pixels. Okay, so I'm going to make its height 800 like this. Okay, so I'm going to make my grids almost disappear like that, and I'm going to lock them. So for example, this is my first section. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you have a fluid grid or whatever. You can see over here that I am using almost the color to the whole corners of the both sides. Now if I have another section like this one, so this is our section 2. Now you can see the background is bleeding and it is the full width of 1920. So it doesn't mean it's 1920 if you have a bigger screen like a Mac Retina 4K. Then this screen will, this whole image or this whole background will be covering the whole screen of your 4K. And make sure that even if you are designing for a fluid website, your total width should be something logical. Okay, so you must have some margins on both sides over here. Okay, so at least 5% or 10% margins on both sides. Okay, so make sure that you have margins at least like this. Okay, so grid is there to just to design your elements. Okay, and this background is going to extend for the full width page. So it is basically a problem with the coder. It's not your problem, but if you want to go for a full width screen, I think you should start designing with some grid of like 1400 or 1500 wide. So here I have used 1480 pixel wide grid. Okay, this is all about fluid design, or the problem one of my student was having, that he needs some fluid design. Fluid doesn't always mean that you need to change your grids or something. It is just a representation matter, and you need to tell or communicate with your developer that this is a fluid grid. This is all about this fluid grid design. If you want to change the grid, you can also start from 1600 pixels wide grid, or even if you want to use, you can use 1800 pixel wide grid, but I don't suggest it because I think this 1450 80 or 15 or 1600 is more than enough space. So this is all about this fluid design or fluid grid design. I have shown you the examples. This is a fluid grid website. You can see over here it doesn't have much flexibility. Now if we look at this website, this is not fluid, this is fixed area. If I show you more examples like this medium website, it is very popular. You can see it is also fixed width. It is not a fluid website design. Okay, so fluids are normally problematic when they come to the problem of responsive design. When you can see, if I try to squeeze it, after some time now you can see it is showing its real colors, and this is very responsive website. You can see over here text size and everything is very good, and it is expanding and contracting on a very nice scale. This is all about fluid design or responsive design. Responsive design is going to respond to each screen size. Fluid design is just fluid. It is mostly in percentages, not pixels. Keep that in mind. It will always be in percentages, like 20% for each column, or 10% or 5% margins or something like that. You can see over here like we have this 1% ratio. So personally I don't like fluid designs, but if you want to design a website with the fluid design, you can go around it and go ahead and design it. That's it. If you have any problems, contact me at my email. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned, and I will be uploading more videos like this. Take care till the time we meet next time.